regular board meeting for the Board of Education. Good evening to you. Good evening, trustees.
Good
Today
evening,
is
sir.
February 13th, 2023.
Your time?
What time is it? I don't really trust that clock. 6:01. Mr. Secretary, roll call, please.
Yes, sir. VP Bowman,
Present.
Trustee Kraft,
Present.
Treasurer Davis Smith, President Garrett.
Present.
I'm here, Trustee Hannah
Present.
and Trustee Terry.
Present.
Sir, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. One day we're going to,
What day?
the secretary reminded me, we're going to sing Lift Every Voice and sing after
It's Black History Month.
the Pledge of Allegiance, the revised version. We need a motion on the floor for approval of the agenda.
Support.
So moved by Trustee David Smith, supported by Trustee Hannah. Questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none. Make sure I get everything. Okay, sorry. Roll call.
Trustee Kraft,
Yes.
Treasurer Davis Smith,
Yes.
President Garrett.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
Sir, the approval of the agenda passed 7-0.
Awesome. Thank you. We're going to move down to awards and recognition. Superintendent, the meeting is now yours. You want to move down or wait? We can
Yes, can we move down
Okay.
to the next one?
wait. We're going to move down. It was board trustees recognitions. Then we're going to move down to Lola Cheyenne Milton, Black History Maker of Today. Yay.
Thank you. It's always an honor to be able to celebrate the success stories that we have throughout our district. And so many times we have come to realize that we have a lot of talent as well as a lot of success stories that we want to continue to highlight throughout the school year. This is a very familiar face and name that we bring forth before you, and her name is Lola Milton. We want to celebrate Lola today for a certificate of distinction. The certificate is proudly presented to Lola Milton in recognition for her dedication and excellence in leadership as the senior class president. She was nominated as one of the McDonald's 2023 Black History Makers. We are so proud of your accomplishments and can't wait to watch your continued success. Today, Lola was honored and presented with a check by McDonald's for a scholarship of $1,000. Congratulations.
Wow.
Keep showing up and showing out. Come on up. Everything you do. Here we go. We appreciate it.
Oh.
All right.
Thank you so much for this award. Don't really know what to say. I'm just so I'm happy and excited and proud of myself for all of my accomplishments, but especially this one because college is not affordable at all. And any money you can get to help is great. And I'm just so happy that I was picked. I was the only kid from Pontiac to get the award. And this is just more inspiration to just keep going and keep pushing and then accomplish the rest of my goals and come back and represent for Pontiac and everything and just prove to everyone in my school and everything being smart is not weird. And
That's right.
and you get money for being smart.
That's
so
That you do.
Lola's mom wanted to be here, but for medical reasons, she could not be here. But she wanted to just relay that she is extremely proud of her daughter. And thank you to the Pontiac Board of Education and Pontiac School District.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Comments from the board at this time. First, go ahead, VP.
Lola, thank you. Thank you for being such a bright and shiny example of what Pontiac looks like. Continue to shine, my love. Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you. Trustee David Smith.
Congratulations again, Lola. Great job. You always seem to go that extra mile. I'm very proud of you.
All right. Awesome. Trustee Terry.
Yes. Once again, always good to see you. Keep up the hard work and congratulations. And like always, when you get out there and you're doing your thing, don't forget about Pontiac.
Awesome. Trustee Hannah.
Yeah. Lola, congratulations, and you make us proud.
All right. Trustee Gross.
Thank you. Lola, knowing you over these last few years, I'm so proud of you. But you know what I enjoy about you the most? You're a people person too. And people are attracted to you and your personality. And I want you to continue that because that's going to take you far. I used to be shy, back in the day too. And then you guys don't believe that, do you?
Don't look at my face, please don't.
And I know my wife is shaking her head now. But I am so proud of you and who you are and what you're doing. And I see you in big things later after this. So I'm not shocked or surprised, but I'm so happy. And you'll receive more because of who you are, the type of person you are. You're welcome, sir.
All right. Awesome. Any other comments? No?
Lola, I'm going to echo what they're saying, but I'm going to put it this way. Thank you for making me look good.
That was funny. So Lola, there's two things, right, Madam President, and I often say this when I'm visiting you over at the school, Madam President, how you doing, right? And we get into this exchange. So what Lola hasn't told you, and you'll soon find out, she has really started being that navigator for theater and Broadway theater plays in Pontiac. She started out as Moana in the Moana play. I think that was the first one, correct, that I seen you in. And it caught my attention because she had gathered 3 or 4 other students in Pontiac to be a part of this play. Now, it was a Broadway play that they put on at the Strand Theater, and they had about $30,000-$40,000 worth of effects to put onto this play. Then they went on to do Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and now March 4th, they're going to do the Broadway play Annie. And so when we're doing what we need to do up here, they're doing what they need to do out there. And I think this one, she brought in a lead gentleman who's playing the bad guy at this point, but he just, hey, I want to try this, and really kind of knocked it out the park. And so he got a lead spot in Annie. And these are our kids, right? They're our kids, and they're leading the way for other kids. So we will continue to tell our stories. I continue to celebrate you. Thank you, McDonald's, for making the right choice and whom to represent them and their brand, because they did it with excellency, excellency when they chose you. So I appreciate you. Thank you. We're going to move down to 2020. Yes. Um, 2023. You want to go down, or
Can
go
we go
back
back up?
Okay, we
Yeah.
can go back up. Board trustee recognition from Pontiac High School. Superintendent, yours.
Thank you. So last month was Board Recognition Month, and we still have prides of joy coming in for our trustees. We are so thankful for all of the work that you do. So some schools, things didn't come in on time, or they were trying to prepare. And so we have now moved into the month of February, still recognizing you all because you deserve it. And at this time, Pontiac High School would like to present a token of appreciation.
I see all that purple glowing in the back.
Good evening to the board,
Good evening, sir.
to our superintendent. Yes, this is a great time for us, and it's because we often are showered with support, recognition, love from Pontiac, for Pontiac High School, but this is your day. And so we wanted to prepare something special for you all because we truly, truly appreciate you all at Pontiac High School.
Thank
And it doesn't go remiss that the things and the hard effort and the work that you put into this school district as well as Pontiac High School. So right now you all are receiving some gifts from our admin team, our administrative assistants, Pontiac High School. And then we have a special gift for you. And this is from our entire Pontiac High School family, as well as our students.
My name is Lola Milton. I am the class president at Pontiac High, and I just want to say thank you to the Board of Education.
Hi, this is Mr. E and Ms. Caruth from Pontiac High School. We want to thank you for everything. We love working here, and we can't wait to see what the future holds. My name is Quentin Lamar Cobb. I just want to say I appreciate the board, everything y'all did for us.
What's up, guys? It's Andrew Myers, the BIS and assistant basketball coach here at Pontiac High School. Just want to say thank you to the board for all that you do for the staff and, more importantly, the students.
Mi nombre es la señora Hernández. Soy una paraeducadora bilingüe a Pontiac High School. Estamos muy orgullosos y felices del trabajo que el board hace por nosotros. Apreciamos mucho su ayuda.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the board for all their continued support. Here at Pontiac High School, our vision is team, and you guys have fulfilled that in every aspect, from our new facilities, from our classrooms, from our building. Everything that is happening here is because of the support that you're giving us.
I'm Johnson. I'm in 11th grade. Thank you for the school board. Thank you for everything y'all did for the students, and I'm thankful for this football field.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to say thank you to the Pontiac Board of Education. I sincerely appreciate all the help and support you provide to Pontiac High School, our students, our community, and to me.
Damon O'Neill, behavioral interventionist, also the head coach, and things that I am thankful for the board. I appreciate the board believing in me and hiring me to put me in a position that I'm over kids' lives.
To the Board of Education, I would like to say thank you for all that you do and all the support that you've given me for this last school year. Yes, it's been 1 year and it's hard to believe it, but it's only because of what you do for our students that I'm able to give them the best from the Career and Technical Education Department.
Hi, I'm Sandra Butler. I am a 36-year veteran teacher. All of my experience has been in secondary. I am currently placed at Pontiac High School. I teach the CI student population, and I'm honored and grateful to have this position. I'm honored and grateful that I have been able to be employed with the Pontiac School District for as long as I have. And I'm appreciative of so many things from the school board. First of all, Kelly Williams and her leadership. I'm appreciative of the board and their vision. I'm appreciative of the support that I receive at the building level with my principal. And I'm appreciative of the board's caring and the board's dedication to educating the students here at Pontiac High School.
I believe this is the place to be for education. Pontiac High. With our new endeavors, our new leadership, our powerful and visionary administration, and with the leadership of our good principal here, Mr. Montgomery, that's leading us into all new different type of directions. And I appreciate it, and I see the vision, and I see the growth, and I see the magnitude of the culture changing.
Thanks. I'm very appreciative of the Pontiac School District Board of Education and their board members. I'm appreciative of all the board members, especially President Gil Garrett. He has supported myself, Craig Covington, Athletic Director of the Pontiac School District. He has been behind me, supported me in all the efforts I have put into the Pontiac Education's athletic department. So once again, I would just like to say thank you for everything you do.
I'm very appreciative of Pontiac School District Board of Education. Just his vision, just the vision that they have for Pontiac School District, the direction that they have for this school district, and the hard work they put into Pontiac High School. Our facilities, our auditorium, the support they've given to our superintendent, the support they've given to our administration, and the leadership that they've shown and provided. They are on the boots, ground. They often are at our athletic events, any event that we have at our school. They give back, and we appreciate that. And I just wanted to take this opportunity just to say thank you. I also appreciate the leadership of our president, Gil Garrett. Everything he's done, he's often showing up and showing out. He's there for our students, there for our teachers, and he's also very voiceful on how he feels in the direction and leadership of Pontiac School District. So I just wanted to take this time out to say thank you to all of our board members. We could not get this done without you, and we want to say we appreciate you.
Thank you, Thank you, board.
Man. Oh my goodness.
We just
Wow,
wanted to
thank
say
you.
thank you.
Man.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Comments from the board? Trustee Hannah?
Yes, that was so special.
Wow.
Principal Montgomery and your teachers and students, that was really, really heartfelt. Thank you so much for acknowledging us and just for taking the time to do that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Trustee David Smith?
I want to say thank you to you guys. You guys do such a great job. We really appreciate you. I go in there, you guys. It's just you're doing an excellent job, Mr. Montgomery. I enjoy visiting on Friday and getting to see the students and staff and having a great time with you guys. I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Trustee Gross?
My friend, thank you. You know you didn't have to do that, but we appreciate each and every one of you, especially the children. It says a lot about what they think about, because generally kids don't think about the board. They don't. It's the adults. But to see that and to be involved, I'm glad that I was born and raised in the Pontiac School District. And this makes me feel even more proud to be a Pontiac School District board member, and from here, and to see what we're capable of doing. And for you guys to do this, it tells a lot about us. So I say to this board, let's keep doing it, because we now know that our children and other people are watching us. So let's keep doing what we're doing. And I think when it comes from this level, it says a lot. And it trickles down and the kids see it. And that's what we want. I think our action speaks louder than our words. We talk a good game, but like you said, our boots on the ground and we're there. That's because we love the Pontiac School District. Thank you, sir. And you and your team.
You're welcome. It was my team.
1 year, lady. Proud of y'all.
Yes.
I like that. Trustee Terry?
Where do I start? That was a lot. Obviously, thank you for the gifts.
You're
The
welcome.
ones that did not get a chance to open theirs yet. There's some awesome coffee mugs. There's some delicious coffee to go with it. And then I believe also, over here, these were already distributed earlier. Got some chairs. So we have something nice to sit on while we're at the game. Have a little logo on the back. So thank you. Video is awesome. It's nice to see getting everyone in the high school involved,
Yes.
from the staff right down to the students. That means a lot. Just being able to, I guess, have that acknowledgement of the board being in that type of atmosphere. As they mentioned, usually that's not discussed. I know it wasn't when I was in high school. We never talked about the board, but that's good to know that that information and that recognition is there, and understanding the facts that there's a lot of things getting done, but at the same time, it takes more than just this board. It takes the community as a whole. So I want to also thank the community for all of their support, for backing us and being able to let us make those type of choices and decisions for the school to help make you guys successful. So overall, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all the gifts and continue keep up that good work.
Thank you,
So
sir.
thank you.
Awesome. Madam Vice President.
That video was awesome. I was over here crying a little bit. I was trying to keep it together, but that was really, really fantastic. I am humbled and grateful, and I'm just so proud to serve my community in such a capacity. And thank you all so much for the acknowledgement, because people keep us busy. And we got y'all, and thank y'all so much. Thank you. That was a beautiful expression. So
Thank you.
Thank
And that video was actually assisted by our seniors, some of our seniors, as well as our new content creator from Pontiac High School. So we're building a brand, and we're building a team and creating a brand, as well as my awesome team. And we definitely couldn't get this done without them. So back to you,
Awesome.
President.
Thank you. Trustee Kraft.
Yes, I'm newly elected, and I see what my colleagues over here been doing. They've been doing a lot of work because I'm getting a lot of gifts. I got a lot of gifts since I've been here. But I got a lot of gifts for what they've done. But you know, but what I like to say is that I was at the school last week, and you and I walked around the school, and I was really impressed at how it wasn't how you deal with the kids.
Thank you.
And you deal with them like on a personal level, as opposed to just students. You know, on a personal level, he knows every kid over there by first name. Kids don't have a tag on and everything. But you know, you're doing a wonderful job over there. You know, and I see that the Pontiac Phoenix is really rising.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. You know, I ain't always lack of words, right? So I am today, but know that I'm able to stay focused with blinders on because of my colleagues. These board members, I have pushed them past breaking points. I've pushed them past places where they thought were not possible. They lean on me, and I treat that with a level of respect and humility that I do. I wake up not wanting to let them down and protect the trust of the people. That's not something that I take lightly. That's not something that I will ever take lightly. The choices that I've made every single day since I've been back have been stewarded by people who have been in these positions. Some people who have been in these positions, not all. Some people who have been in these positions and wanted to do the right thing. I watched them. I watched my colleague. I begged him to come back to the board with me to stay steadfast. He had to endure a lot of things to come back. There are a lot of things that happen at this board level where we're blamed for everything. I think the difference at this particular level is that it's 8 of us and not 7. It is 8 of us. We have the best superintendent in the country. I travel the country as I'm going to San Antonio. Thank you. I'll be traveling to San Antonio. They're paying me to go to, an organization is paying me to go talk about what I learn and experience with our superintendent to over 200 superintendents across the country. And so I don't get that because that's just happened. Is examples of what we are doing and how we're doing it. I thank you, colleagues. I thank you for allowing me to be here. I know it's a lot from me, but when you look at Lola, when you look at the individuals, young man sitting Oakland Ford that's always around. I see him getting more involved in the community. When you look at the young people that come here, and when you look at our city as a whole, they're stronger. And they're stronger because of what we're doing here in the educational system. I asked you a year ago to allow us to lead the city, not just the district, to lead the city. You do that through the hard decisions. And even though Trustee Kraft, you may be new to this board, but you spent over 3 decades in and out of this school district trying to do your best to bring what you thought was something worthy to our kids. And for that, you can't replace that. We don't have stepping stone trustees here. We don't have people who go into the next level looking to be council people. No disrespect. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But we have people who've made commitments, 6-year commitments, 4-year commitments to what we're doing in the district so we can bring consistency. Our kids are resilient. And again, Mr. Montgomery, thank you. You did not have to step up. There were challenges you had to face, but you stepped up. And for that, when we walk into the schools, it ain't just like, oh, the board. There's no more code orange. The board is in the building. When I first got here, that's what it was. It feels so good to walk in the building and you just a part of the culture. Like you just a part of the like you sit down and eat lunch and they don't know if you a staff, board member, or whoever, and they don't care, right? That's changing the culture and the climate. And the superintendent has pressed that upon me for so long, right? And so now we're here and we're there with that. And we're going to continue to do that. I appreciate each and every last one of you. As we go on through this agenda, you will see why this is my calling. This is why I was created to do this job here. This is the best seat in the city, in the state of Michigan, in this country, and I appreciate the respect that you have shown me today. Thank you. Thank you. Superintendent.
Even more celebrations.
Yeah, now I'm ready to.
This is a big one.
This right. Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about this one.
I am so excited to announce, and I have to thank Heidi Hedquist because our board president charged us with submitting something at the national level in recognition of our career pathways, Dr. Sherman, before you leave. And we are excited to be able to showcase and talk about what we're doing in the Pontiac School District. And Heidi captured this in the application and submitted it for us. And we have been awarded the 2023 Magna National Board Award. And what this means is that we will be showcased in the American School Board Journal to highlight our program, our NAF program, and our Career Pathways program that we have put in place for our students at Pontiac High School. Oh no, we clapping for everybody. So I'll turn it over to you, President.
All right. Any comments? Trustee Gross.
Repeat the name of the award.
It is the Magna 2023 Magna Award from the National School Board Association.
The last thing you said was national?
National.
You didn't say Oakland County.
Not Oakland County.
You didn't say the border of Michigan and Illinois and Ohio.
Not at all.
All right, you said national.
National.
National, and short for national is nation.
There you go.
So,
I love.
Thank you. It's because of the hard work, all of us. This is not just a commitment of 2 people, the entire district. And I want to say this to the community, those who are watching. And please share with your family members, especially those who go way back when I was in school and forward. We are not the same school district we were 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Amen.
So stop saying my kid is not going to Pontiac because you have no curriculum. You have none. Repeat that award one more time for me again. Just the last part. National. That's enough.
National.
National recognition. No disrespect to Waterford, Lake Orion, West Bloomfield, Brother Rice, Orchard Lake, St. Mary's. This is where all our kids are going. You have national recognition, and I sound a little angry, but I'm still excited. You have national recognition here, so you don't have to leave. Stay here. You'll do fine. That's enough. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Hannah?
Thank you. I am so excited about NAF. I think this is a game changer for our school district, for our students, to make sure that every student that comes into the Pontiac School District, we are preparing them for the real world. We're preparing them from day one to finding their way beyond high school. So I love NAF program ever since I found out about NAF, but I really think that this is a game changer for the Pontiac School District, and I am so excited. And congratulations, and thank you, Dr. Sherman, for the work that you're doing over the NAF program at the high school.
Thank you. Trustee Terry?
Awesome news. I'm excited. I really am truly excited. I know I've been here about a little over a year now, but just to hear that is very exciting news. It's something that should not be overlooked. It shouldn't be nothing just brushed off softly. This is, one more time, would you say national?
That's right, national.
This is a major accomplishment, a major award. I mean, this is something that's going to be put all across the states. Something that can be read, something that can be reviewed, and is putting Pontiac up there. So whatever we're doing is working. We've been working on it. We've been working on it. We've been working on it, and it's paying off. So all I can say is awesome. Congratulations to everybody in the district, everybody in the community for making this happen, making this possible. Let's continue at it, and let's continue that success. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam VP?
Look at Pontiac. I don't care what anybody say. Pontiac, like, we out here representing. This is just more phenomenal news, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So let's continue to keep up the good work.
Thank you. So as we continue to move the needle as it relates to the kids that we educate and the kids that come in front of our classroom, the 98% of kids that show up, whether they tired or not, whether they whatever background they coming from, they show up and they're showing up to school. And so nationally, as I continue to move and talk about Pontiac, so what this means for the board is we will be recognized at our national conference. And I think it's in April. It's in April. It's the National NSBA Conference in front of at least, we know it, 10,000 people. It's one of our largest national board conferences that's held. American School Board Journal, it's reached to over 20,000 school board members and at least 30,000 school districts across the country. So they'll know what Pontiac and read about Pontiac and what we're doing and how we're doing it. And so there will be a change, or has been a change or shift. I hope people have caught on to it, of the expectation of how we do what we do. There's no more of the poverty mindset. There's no more of the, oh, woe is we, my kids came from such and such, such and such. That's fine. Did you educate them? Did you expose them to what you needed to expose them to? We all have a story. That's how we design. That's how we create it. This CTE pathway allows a kid who does not traditionally think that education is for them to allow them to find a pathway that fits them, that even in its immediacy, you can begin to provide for your family, right? These are the kids, or some of the kids that show up before us. We also have programs where that if you want kids to know what STEM is, superintendent brought this out, 6th and 7th graders to score first in a STEM program that was brought on. I think it was GM provided the Scout sponsorship for it, but they had to go up against other 6th and 7th graders in the state, and Pontiac School District 6th and 7th graders in ITA came out number 1. Stop playing. Like, we're going to tell our own story because people choose to make us a news, but I'm glad of the social media content that's going to start coming out. I'm glad of the partnerships that we have. We're going to tell our story about our kids. Now, for those who want to come, let them come. We are always welcome. But we will provide exposure for the kids that's already here. I can no longer sit back and just be begging for people to come. You make an educational choice for your child, and that's what you're supposed to do. But that doesn't mean we got to deny the ones that's coming before us every day. And them 98% of kids who show up, whether they're having a good day, bad day, cold outside, they show up. That's what the count says. That's what the percentage says. We're going to educate them. And we're going to expose them to as much as possible and deliver on the promise of educating our kids. Black, white, blue, or green, Chinese, I don't know, this Pontiac, we are melting pot around here. Last time I checked, 36% of the Hispanic population show growth in the school district, which is our highest growing school district within Pontiac School District and the city of Pontiac. So when we talk about history, in Pontiac, we're going to lead that example of what DEI is supposed to be. And for those who don't know, that acronym is diversity, equity, and inclusion for all. And it doesn't matter where you come from or your background. If you want it, we're going to provide it for you to go get it. So we always start off with celebrations. I know this is probably something new, but I like to spend at least some time celebrating what we have, who we are, celebrating our kids, letting them know that they love, because that's what we're here for. And if they're not here, we wouldn't be here. So we're going to move down to recognition of elected officials. Is any in the audience? Any elected official? You don't necessarily have to be in Pontiac. If you're at home or anything like that. Okay. Well, I see 6 other elected officials. How y'all doing today? All right. Awesome. Consent agenda. Need a motion on the floor to approve.
Support.
So moved by Trustee David Smith, supported by Trustee Bowman. Roll call, please.
Treasurer David Smith.
Yes.
President Garrett.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
Vice President Bowman.
Yes.
And Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Sir, consent agenda approval 7-0.
All right, awesome. We're going to move down to information from the Superintendent Administration, Superintendent's report, Community and Schools of Michigan presentation. Welcome to our meeting, Superintendent. The board meeting is now in your hands.
Thank you. This is a presentation from our program that we have in several of our schools, Community in Schools of Michigan. They would like to give us an updated presentation as it relates to who they are, what they do in our schools, as well as share some of the data that is being implemented throughout our district. So with that being said, I would like to introduce Ms. Isha Bratt and Sarah Sanders.
Welcome.
Yes.
Move this down a little. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
evening.
Thank
Good
you
evening.
all for having us. My name is Isha Bhatt, and I am from Communities and Schools of Michigan. My title is Chief Program Officer, and I support the Integrated Student Supports Department. And so all of the work that you're seeing directly in the schools, I support it. So I'll let Sarah Sanders introduce herself, and then we'll get started.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Sanders, and
Good
I'm the
evening.
Regional Director for the East Side of the state for Communities and Schools of Michigan. I support CIS's work in all of our East Side districts, and I actually started my career with CIS at Pontiac High School as the coordinator, so
She was great.
it's wonderful to be back.
Oh my goodness.
Do I go to the, okay, great, thank you. If you go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So CIS of Michigan, as you can see, is across the state. We are currently in 73 schools, from Battle Creek, Grand Rapids, to the east side, Detroit. We're also in central Michigan, and we're in Flint, and I want to say all across, as you can see. And basically, CIS has been a part of the education system for over 20 years now. CIS of Michigan has been in the state for 24 plus years, and our state office has existed for 10 years. And so, as you can tell, we're growing a lot, and we will continue to be growing in the next couple of years to provide services for students. Next slide, please. Thank you. Our values at CIS align very much similarly, I feel, with all of your core values. We're all about collaboration, building equity in the schools, accountability, excellence, and integrity. And we do a lot of DEI and anti-racism work. We train our staff in a lot of that work as well to make sure that we are building equity in the education system, as we recognize that inequity is the reason why our education system is not where we want it to be right now. Next slide. Our mission in schools is to surround students with a community of supports and empower them to succeed in school and in life. Next slide. I'm going to talk briefly about our model right now, and then I'm going to hand it over to Sarah Sanders to talk a little bit about the work being done in Pontiac specifically. And then also we're going to share a little bit of the difference between our services, which is Communities in Schools of Michigan, and other services called community schools. And all of those services are provided in Pontiac. So we wanted to share a little difference of what that'll look like. So in terms of the model, we start off as a CIS affiliate. So CIS of Michigan is an affiliate of CIS National. And what we provide is student support coordinators or site coordinators present in the building who are providing 40 hours of support. They are working with the students and the staff to build a climate and culture that they want. We work with collaborative partners to do that. So we want to integrate the community with the schools so that there's a community investment for our students. We start off with every school that we're a part of, we start off with a needs assessment. So every school receives a needs assessment from the student support coordinator. This is something that they take a month or two to develop. They ask questions, they do surveys, they interview. They're getting a good idea of what the specific needs are for the school as a whole. Those are our tier 1 supports. So we work on tiered level approaches and wraparound services. So once they've completed a school-wide needs assessment, the student support coordinator then goes into creating a support plan for the school. So they're identifying a specific goal given the needs, and that goal could be academic, it could be attendance, it can be behavior, social emotional learning, college career readiness. Once that is identified, we then work on progress monitoring. When it comes to integrated student supports, though, we recognize that direct one-on-one support with students is highly necessary. And so we also provide tier 2 and tier 3 supports, which are case management supports. That is where the student support coordinator is going to identify a specific number of students who are going to be on their caseload. Each student also receives a needs assessment and a support plan, similar to how we do in the tier 1 supports. And once those are identified, the student support plan has been created. We are then implementing services, and we are connecting the community partners to the students on any lens. So it could be, like I said, academic, behavioral, social emotional learning, college career readiness, but that can be a lot of different things, right? It can be mental health need. It can be basic needs like clothing and food. It can be transportation. It can be a lot of different things specifically for that specific student. So once we have done a needs assessment and support plan for each student, we are then monitoring if the support plan and if the services that we're providing are working. If they're not working, our model allows us to shift and change given the needs of the students as they change. From there, we're evaluating. Our service and our program allows us to use a data system which is unique to a lot of different nonprofits. We have a system that allows us to track grades, coursework, attendance. It allows us to track if what we're doing is working, and it gives you all data that I don't think other nonprofits have the capacity to give right now. And so in that way, we are very unique. This model that we use has been proven successfully across the nation, and it is evidence-based. It has been tried and true, and it works in the 73 schools that we're in currently. And with Pontiac, we are in 3 schools, and I'm going to let Sarah Sanders talk a little bit about that. But In terms of the model, I just want you all to know there's a lot of equity building when it comes to it, because we're identifying the unique needs. And when that happens, we're recognizing the racism, the sexism, the gender issues, the LGBTQIA issues that go on. All students have specific needs, and this model allows them for us to identify it and support them directly. Next slide, please. So Sarah's going to talk a little bit about the work that we've done so far, and then we'll take questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Isha. All right, so on the screen, you can see the data from Pontiac right now. We are in 3 schools, Whitman Elementary, Pontiac Middle School, and Pontiac High School. This is data as of the end of marking period 1. And so we sent that report over to the principals and Superintendent Williams. And if you'd like to share that with the board, you're more than welcome to do that. We'd love for you to review it. And then each quarter, we'll be updating the numbers. So I'll let you just kind of take a look at that. But as you can see, each school has a caseload, and those are being built right now. And then the top support categories, like Isha said, we do a lot of different categories of support that are very student specific, but the top 4 are listed there that we've been implementing thus far this school year. And then one of the reasons that we were asked to come here tonight is to clarify the similarities and differences with the community school model. United Way of Southeast Michigan is one of our closest partners. We work very closely with them, collaborate in the school. We have super similar goals and objectives, and we work together very well. United Way of Southeast Michigan serves students, families, and the community, as does CIS. CIS focuses on the students because we are placed in the school. We're there all day, every day, same as the other staff of the schools. So United Way has their community school model, and CIS largely implements the pillar of the community school model that's called integrated student supports. So we work hand in hand. I will just speak from personal experience. What that looks like on the ground daily in the school is hand-in-hand collaboration. So as a student support coordinator, I was working daily with the community school coordinator from United Way. We can refer families and students to one another. We can share partners. We can collaborate in planning events and supports for the school. So it's a really powerful partnership because we're able to work hand in hand like that. So while we are different, we have extremely similar goals and objectives within the school. The final thing just to kind of talk about is the network building that we're doing and the way that we're building on the strengths of this community. So CIS is all about identifying the strengths and the ways this community is already thriving, the things that are already happening that are amazing for students. And we heard a lot of them earlier this evening even, really identifying those and building on the strengths. With the collaboration between CIS and the community school model, working together like that, we've seen students and families really thriving. Just the things going on in the community, we're able to bring those in and kind of bolster the supports that students have access to on a daily basis. So I think I'll leave it at that just for time's sake, but we are open to questions if there's time for that. We can also answer questions at any time. We'll give contact information. We're happy to chat at any point. So thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Trustee Gross.
Thank you. Thank you for the information. And I'm looking over your data here, your numbers, and what is your time? What was your time frame of this? Because you said you were able to see a total of, you served over 2,000 students.
Yeah.
What's the timeline from?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I want to hear that first.
Yeah, so we run the report for first quarter from July 1st, so this past summer through the end of marking period 1. And those are not unduplicated. So the way our data system works, some of the students may be repeat students.
Okay.
So some students may have received tier 1 supports. A large part of those numbers will come from things like backpack giveaways, basic needs closet visitors, as well as like whole school supports. So the timeline that you're asking about is from July until the end of marking period 1 for the district.
Okay, and just say, what are some of your obstacles, if any, and some of your successes?
Thank you for that question. Do you want to take it?
I would say, got to put it down. I would say some of our obstacles are currently some of our staff, and I don't feel that's in Pontiac, some of our staff aren't feeling as welcomed. given the climate of the schools. And there's a little bit of race discrimination in certain areas. Majority of our challenges for our student support coordinators, though, are they're seeing things that are emotionally draining for them. And so we're trying to support them overall as a collective to make sure that they're not burning out. And seeing value in the work that they're doing, but also they're human beings as well. Some of the success that we're seeing, as you can see, our students are really benefiting from a lot of this programming. And it just makes a huge difference in their academic success as a whole.
And the reason thank you. And the reason I asked that question, when I look at your support categories, behavior intervention and family engagement, sometimes, not everyone, but sometimes we get offended when it appears that we're providing extra services for kids. Then they feel they get a stigma as if they're problem children, kids who can't learn. And that's not the case here.
No.
This is just extra support.
Yeah.
And that's the message I think we need to relay, because don't get offended when, hey, I'm in school. If I'm getting a 2.5 and someone can give me help to get a 3.0, give me the help.
I wish I had one.
Yeah, and I just
That's why I asked. And I was feeling that, but I wanted you to say it.
Yeah, the program is extremely strengths-based and asset-based. So one of the things we want to do, and that I know we're working on in many of our districts, is changing that narrative around the community needing support. It's about strengthening a community, which can happen anywhere. So that's one of our biggest pushes right now, is changing the narrative around the needs to more of a strengths-based mindset.
The 234 parents served, that says enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Trustee Terry.
Yeah, Trustee Gross kind of touched base on a few of the ones I had, but overall, in general, within your programs, I know you do the individuals. Do you also have maybe group sessions or anything like that as well?
I wish I didn't speak on it. It's the tier 2 services that we provide. So the case managed students who have been identified get the needs assessment support plan. They are also then a part of group sessions with other students who may have similar goals. And so it could be a homework club, it could be a restorative practice lunch group. We'll have tutoring for a certain group of students who may be struggling with a course in science or math. So it just depends on the need, but yes, we do group.
Okay. And then last one, I know you mentioned about growing, and I know it's probably a process. I understand that, and having staff support and everything. Do you have any other additional target schools for like Pontiac, or is that something that needs to be discussed?
Yes. I would love to be in every school in this district, and I know that we've talked about this. Obviously, funding is always the question. We expanded a lot last summer across the east side and really statewide. But in the future, in an ideal world, it would be amazing to be in every school. We see the benefit of continuous support. So if we start with supporting a student in the kindergarten or first grade all the way through high school is where we see the most success in the model. Obviously, it's not necessary. We can pick up at any point, but it would be amazing to be in all of the schools. We have that in some of our districts where it's in most of the schools, and that's an incredible opportunity. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. How long have community and schools been in this district? Is it 6 years now?
3 years. So
3 years?
2019 was the beginning.
And then community schools, they've been here the longest. My assumption was, right?
It's around the same time.
Around the
They
same
both
time.
started at the same time.
Okay. So for the sake of time, we are going to invite you back, Soup, and I'll ask you, because I specifically want to get down to some of the obstacles that they face. So in board governance is where we kind of drill down and have a little bit more time, special time, to really kind of get to what that is. I share some of the same concerns that you have, but then I also see where there is room where we can do more engagement of students, and then there's room where we can have some additional support to those individuals who may not feel or see the emotional stress every day. right? When you talk about family and you talk about organizations, that's fine. But when you come into the Pontiac School District, sometimes we have to reset ourselves to figure out what supports do your team have. It's a partnership. It's not just a one-way thing, right? And so as we're growing and renewing and supporting, building more supports around a lot of efforts that we have, we want to make sure that we do that with community in schools and community schools. Sometimes because of the title, you can mix them up. And then some people can be assuming that you're doing this over here, and then an assumption that these things are being doing over here. And then everybody has an agenda over here, and then there's another agenda over here. Then it starts getting some wavy lines. And then when the kid falls through the crack, they go, oh, well, I don't know who that could have been or who responsible was that. So we actually want to get into a little bit more of accountability focus as well. So if there are individuals who may not feel like this is the area for them, maybe we can start having conversations around what best suit the people that you have in these particular positions, and then have the real conversation. Because if you don't have the conversation around it, it just stays trapped, stays trapped in that day to day. And coming out of the day to day, being a school resource officers, having to depend on a lot of the resources that's provided for the kids. Now we have the state of Michigan, who decided they wanted to bring some other health services people inside. That's going to, I think one now was over at ITA, and I think the other one was over at Whitman. I believe the state of Michigan is counselors.
For the mental health.
Yeah, for the mental health piece. So we're all touch pointing on a lot of, on the same things. But I think now is more time to, kind of circle in and figure out what pieces of the puzzle that we're going to, begin to now look at and assess and find out how many more parents we can reach, because that's a huge component. That's one of our things of trying to reach out to parents. It's not that we don't reach out to them. How do we get our parents to respond? Yes. How do we get our parents to say that, this is a priority for them to be at this part in their lives of their students that they deal with. So we have some different challenges here, but I think we can meet the challenges. So look forward to a more in-depth conversation in March. We'll get you the date where you can join us at board governance and bring all the data and everything that you need at that particular point in time to help support what you're doing and how you're doing it for our students. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
We're going to move down to regular working agenda discussion items, superintendent evaluation. Man, when I saw that chair flipped over, I was like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. I thought I was gonna come look for you, Attorney Seeger. I was like, if they just got you over there on that floor, man, ain't nobody saying nothing through this whole presentation. Go ahead, sir. The meeting is superintendent, if I may.
Yes.
The meeting, sir, Attorney Seeger.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good evening. So pursuant to the Michigan Department of Education, there is a highly effective evaluation exemption if a teacher or administrator is rated as highly effective on 3 consecutive annual year-end evaluations. In that event, the intermediate school district or local education agency, which in this case is Pontiac School District, may choose to conduct a year-end evaluation biennially or every other year instead of annually. Based on this language, and since the superintendent's last 3 evaluations were highly effective, the board may waive the superintendent's evaluation this year and evaluate her next in 2024. It is a recommendation that the Board of Education follow MDE's highly effective evaluation exemption and exempt the superintendent from being evaluated this year and evaluate her next in 2024.
All right, thank you. Any comments from the board? Well, y'all get real quiet when y'all start talking about them superintendent evaluation. This y'all was like, church, you sure ain't know? Okay, well, I got something to say. So this is to the superintendent's ability and how she's rated. We don't set the model. The state of Michigan does. We follow it. 3 years straight, she's been highly effective. So in 2023, we had the option of saying we're not going to do the evaluation this particular year, but we will pick it up in 2024. Personally and professionally, I feel that it's just I would say in the last two evaluations, the superintendent I found went over and beyond what was recommended from the state. And so that highly effective percentage that she received on those reports really pushed her up outside of what the state standards were. She just took it upon herself, and the team took it upon themselves to say, we're gonna do it at a level that we want to, not just the subpar level that MDE or what was required at that particular time. So now when we start talking about 2.5 years out of the pandemic, when we start really seeing growth and really begin to measure what that looks like, I really want to be able to have an honest conversation with the superintendent for 2024, because now we get to sit back for this next year as we get into our strategic action planning, and we really start drilling down on what we want our district to look like and what we're going to focus on, where we want to direct the monies to, the funds, because the ESSER dollars, those one-time dollars that we received 3 and 4 years ago, we're not getting those millions of dollars. I think it was like $50 to $60 million. We're not getting that anymore. Those are one-time dollars. It's very unfairly to, at that point, to say, because you know that's coming down the pipe, not give the superintendent the ability to say, okay, let what position or how do I want to divert our attention? What is the board's core issues or concerns, or how we're going to move the needle, or what is the board goals moving into that? And the board hasn't had a chance to really set its feet. So it's unfair to put that type of pressure on the superintendent. I think she's been under that pressure for the last, I was just going to say personally, I've seen last 7 years, right? Yes. Thank God for the superintendent and the staff that we have. Dr. Leverett, you're included. You were part of that whole system. This team that's sitting in the audience. Is very unfair to not have just thank God that we have educators who care about our kids, because that does not happen in every district. So I want to be, as the superintendent is getting closer to retirement, we need to start setting a wave and setting something solid and ground and a pattern how the board sets a direction. So that's where that strategic action plan comes into play. And then how are we attaching our dollars to that strategic action plan? But then how is the superintendent empowered and her team empowered to make sure we move the needle forward? Now, we're very fortunate with iReady. Now we've gotten it throughout the district from, I think we did it from kindergarten now to the 12th grade now, right?
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade, up until the 9th grade. I'm trying to push that 10th, 11th, 12th graders in there, right? But at least at the core of who our students are doing that social change in middle school, where they're becoming to find identify who they are. We now with those 7th graders that came through the pandemic, that was really 5th graders, we pushed them up to the 7th grade, doing they say the video age. Let's look at that. Let's start to look at that. Let's get into the information. We're going to have study sessions around it. We're going to have professionals to come in to look at the data outside of our own eyes. So nobody can say people were impartial and things that we want to look at the data, but then how does that data drive the daily movement to the classroom, right? How does it drive that? And for me, it drives it with our teachers. And then how are our principals? At that point, are they getting the support? We know that they are. We had the conversation, but it's time that we start now getting into the grassroots of a lot of these conversations and do what we do. And first of all, we have to start that out by our strategic action plan and how we want to deliver that to the superintendent. So that's why I'm formally in support of this. So we're going to move.
One comment. I did. I'm sorry. Just crossed my mind. Real quick.
Okay.
No, Madam Superintendent, how long have you been the superintendent?
This is my 9th year.
Your 9th year. And through controversy, turmoil, COVID, and I just wanted the community understand the frustrations that you've gone through, and you've seen some good times as well. But my biggest comment is that to continue to exceed the expectations from this board says a lot about your commitment, because I'm not going to ask you this question, but I'm sure it crossed your mind multiple times to leave that position, which a few of your colleagues could say too, because of the times and the sacrifices that you guys made over the years. But I just wanted to bring that out because the amount of years, and to personally say you are the longest tenured superintendent in the history of Pontiac, and I think that deserves it. But that says a lot about, and to continue to go above and beyond the expectations of your evaluations, the state expectations, and to continue to do so. I'm glad I'm a part of this, and I appreciate that. And I wanted to say that publicly
Thank you.
because myself and my colleague are probably some of the longest tenured board members who've been here for years. I'm in my 12th.
Yeah, we're pretty old.
Yeah, I've done this for 12 years, for 10 years now, 10 years going into 12. And I want to say to you, job well done, and continue to do what you do. And I know you're not going to stop. So thank you. That's
Thank
my
you.
call.
No, I man, you kind of shocked me.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm thinking 9.
Yeah, man.
We'll talk about that. I ain't gonna keep bringing that up because she might decide like, yeah, 9 years. My last 3 years pretty good. Yeah, you know, three and a half. 3.5 years that you have your superintendent in your district. That's when you look at this, have the same demographics we have. When you look at the same culture climate that we have, it's 3.5 years. Superintendent has been here 9 years and started out as a teacher, then assistant principal, then associate superintendent for curriculum, and then superintendent.
That's
I get
right.
that right? Oh my God. I'm not supposed to be able to remember that. So
Yes.
thank you. Thank you for the staying power. And we gotta get to work. Okay, let's hurry up and prove this.
Yes.
Gonna move down to action items. Need a motion on the floor to
So moved.
Okay, supported by Trustee Go, supported by Trustee Bowman. Questions, comments, or concern for the approval of superintendent evaluation? Hearing none, roll call.
President Garrett.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
And Treasurer Davis Smith.
Yes.
Sir, that passed 7-0.
All right, thank you. We're gonna move down to general council human resource item, discussion item, and set for approval, pupil transportation contract. Presenter, Mr. Attorney Seeger.
All right.
Super, if you don't mind, if I could turn it over to Mr. Seeger. Go ahead.
All right. The Board of Education approved a contract with its current transportation company, Trinity Transportation, to provide student bus services for a 5-year period beginning July 1, 2020 and ending on June 30th, 2025. The bid from Trinity was approximately $300,000 less than the bid from our other vendor at the time, First Student. Due to the district still being in deficit at the time, the administration recommended the Trinity contract in order to save the approximately $300,000 annually. However, at this point, administration believes it is in the best interest of the district to terminate the Trinity contract with cause effective June 30th, 2023, due to numerous issues and concerns. Administration reached out to First Student and asked him to provide a proposal to take over the operations effective July 1, 2023. The contract and proposal are enclosed. First Student served the district well for more than 20 years prior to the 2020 bid. As mentioned, the change to Trinity was primarily due to the financial savings to assist with eliminating the district's financial deficit. Additionally, beside First Student and Trinity, the only other bidder in 2020 was Auxilio. Auxilio was disqualified since we felt they did not have the capacity to handle the requirements of the contract. Due to the starting driver pay raise from $18 to $24 per hour during the current fiscal year, as a 33% increase, as well as a comparable increases for veteran drivers and bus aides, we believe the current home to school and midday runs contract with Trinity would have cost about $4,173,000 if we would have run normal operations this year. Assuming 3% inflation, this cost would have been about $4,298,000 for 2023-2024. First Student's proposal for home to school and midday runs included both a cost with and without fuel. Traditionally, the fuel has been part of the vendor contract, but due to the savings of 34.6 cents per gallon in taxes if the district purchased the fuel directly, administration is recommending the proposal with district purchased fuel. Assuming 175 school days for 2023-2024, the First Student cost for home to school and midday runs would be approximately $4,089,000, with the district paying the fuel. and $4,498,000 with First Student paying the fuel. Additionally, there are costs in the proposal for field trips, summer school, and bus monitors. These costs will vary depending on the actual activity during the year. The First Student proposal is for a 3-year period with optional extensions thereafter if mutually agreed upon by both parties. Additionally, year 2 and 3 of the contract includes a cost of living increase with a minimum of 2.5%, and a maximum of 6% annually. Furthermore, the rates will decline in years 2 and 3 of the contract due to the addition of the 25 electric buses we will be purchasing. Finally, the district will also see significant fuel savings related to the electric buses. Therefore, in summary, the 3-year proposal for home to school and midday runs are in the chart below, which I will not read. But the first year cost is roughly $4,089,000. The second year cost goes down because of the electric buses to $3,817,000, and the third year is roughly $3,912,000. Administration is asking for discussion and action due to the time-sensitive nature of ordering the 25 electric buses and related infrastructure, as well as First Student's lead time to order buses for next year. It should also be noted that First Student would be providing all new buses for the 2023-2024 school year. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education award the Pupil Transportation Services contract for a 3-year period beginning July 1, 2023 to First Student Transportation as presented. I would also like to note if the board has any questions of First Student, they do have a representative here, Peter Rutnick, and he's willing to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that reading of the bear. I appreciate it. Any questions from the board? Trustee Kraft.
Yes. Are we going to be able to staff everyone? You know what I mean? Because I know there's been shortages of bus drivers, and I know you're a quality company. I worked for you from 95 to 208. So I know what type of service you bring and what you deliver. And I'm excited about this, but will we be able to staff and make sure that our routes be taken care of?
Yeah.
Yeah, so to answer that, or talk a little bit more, we have aggressive bonuses to bring on drivers, bring new drivers, attract. We have dedicated recruiters that are going to be working from the start of the contract at a very competitive wage that'll see drivers above and beyond the area. So we'll be starting at 24 and moving up based on experience. Since there is a current union, that final rate will be finalized once that has been negotiated. But, we're, in all intents and purposes, we're planning to be fully staffed. So no kid is left learning virtually. Our goal is to make sure that every student is delivered to and from school safely and ready to learn. At the end of the day, we don't want to impact that educational time. And that's what we're here to bring back, coming back into a partnership with the district.
Okay, I guess I'm done.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. So I'm happy about the partnership.
I am.
Right. We know we've been. I'm happy that we're able to come back to this space. Right. But I just publicly have to say, if we can do everything that we can to make sure that individuals who have serviced our district, whether they're in another city or not, driving a bus, that you consider them. I see the language. I wanted a little stronger language in there. I know why that we can't is because there may be some things that, or people that may have changed their mind about how they drive buses, etc. But I think that was the most disheartening thing that I had to experience when I came back. It's hard. I've had to lay off, not recall, privatize. We've had to do it, right? But the way that the sovereignty of the district, how it is now, is that if we just put the effort, if we just know that we're putting the effort, because that is the first contact that some of our kids, majority of our kids, see in the morning. And I don't think we talk about it enough. I don't think we talk about or put planning around it enough. Both, the transportation company and the district. Like just as well as we have a plan for them when they go into the cafeteria, just a plan of excitement when they are in sports, the plan of excitement. Like there's some things that we can, some professional development that I know that we can, as I'm seeing other districts do it across the country, there's some things that we can just put our bus drivers through that will help them. You know what I mean? Even the part-time ones, even the ones that are full-time as well. But I want to see something around where they feel like they are part. So whether it's that, I know First Student has to brand its name, but whether it's, bus drivers receiving, polo shirts during the summer that's purple, like they part of the family, even though they're union, that whole piece, it's difficult to serve when you don't feel like you're a part of it, right? When you're just doing the job. I'm just doing my job, But if those kids don't show up to your bus stop, then we're not here, and the bus driver not here, and some other people are not going to be here. So customer service, and it's not on your end. Understand, hear my heart. It is on both our ends to make sure we don't have to cross that road we had to a few years back, if that makes sense. So.
No, it certainly does.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, it's the first touch point a student may see outside of their family. So starting the day on a positive note and a professional note is key to making sure that they arrive to school ready to learn. And at the end of the day, they are re-entering the family on that same note.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate the report. Move down to action item. Approval of the pupil transportation contract.
Support.
Okay. Moved by Trustee Bowman, supported by Trustee Hannah. Questions, comments, or concerns?
I will be, yes.
Okay.
I will be abstaining from the vote, not because of First Student. I'm very familiar over the years. I've actually voted to hire you guys several years ago when I was on the board. But it's the concerns and issues that I have with the current transportation. So I will be abstaining from the vote, but it doesn't mean I don't support you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's duly noted in the minutes.
Yes.
Roll call, please.
I'm abstaining. Trustee Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
Vice President Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Treasurer Davis Smith.
Yes.
And President Garrett.
Yes.
Sir, that passed 6-0.
All right. Thank you. We're going to move down to discussion items on the curriculum and instructions. Phonics First Training Agreement. Superintendent and Dr. Leverett.
At this time, I will turn it over to Dr. Leverett.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you, Superintendent Williams. The agenda item is for Brain Spring. In order to support student success in our ELA English language content area during the 2022-2023 school year and beyond, we would like to obtain services for the below areas that will ensure student and staff success. $68,250 for Brain Spring, which is a 2 5-day in-person sessions for up to 25 educators each on Phonics First Level 1. That's Tier 1 instruction for English language education core phonics curriculum during March 2023 and June 2023. The funding source is Title II, and it is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve professional development services in an amount not to exceed $68,250.
All right, thank you. Any comments from the board? Okay, one question. Was this a prior, was this a prior approval? Or did we not use it, or was it not?
Not the PD portion.
Not the PD portion.
Correct. And that's what is a sense of urgency at this point. We need to get the teachers trained on the new resource.
Okay, but this is a new resource, not a same.
Correct.
The
This is
resource is new. Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. All right. We're going to move down to the overnight out of state trip, PHS, Pontiac High School Conference at Harvard. Dr. Leverett and Superintendent Williams.
Thank you.
The kids are going to Harvard.
I'll defer to Dr. Leverett. Thank you.
Okay, agenda
Diane threw
item.
me off saying something.
Overnight out-of-state trip, Pontiac High School Conference at Harvard University. Background rationale. The mission of the AOCC, which is the Alumni of Color Conference, is to inspire and impact the improvement of the education sector by annually convening alumni, students, practitioners, artists, and scholars, both from the Harvard Graduate School of Education and across the nation, in order to share best practices and cutting-edge resource on strengthening that practices and competencies of diversity, equity, and inclusion that pertain to people of color in educational spaces. This is grant funded, and administration is requesting that the Board of Education approval of the overnight trip to Harvard University, Cambridge, Massachusetts, March 2nd through 5th, 2023.
All right. Thank you. Any questions from the board? Go ahead, sir.
Do we have a selection of children?
The children and staff have been selected, yes. I have that information for you. I just don't have it here, but yes, they have been selected.
Okay, yeah, I just want to know. Are we over 10 students?
It's 10 students and 1 chaperone.
Actually, the community had 10 kids and staff.
Yes.
The interview has taken place. Heidi and Frank took care of the podcast, and so we're ready to go.
That is excellent. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I'll save it for my closing comments. The kids are going to Harvard. That's going to be nice. The president of Harvard is retiring, I think, after this year. And I just publicly want to thank him for bridging that gap and that relationship. He's an alum of Pontiac. Pontiac Central, I believe he's alum. And so bridging that opportunity for our kids to go and learn from other kids, other students, bring that back. You know, we don't talk about it enough. We don't frame it enough, but we're going to start doing that. So I appreciate this opportunity for our students.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to move down to action items, approval of Phonics first training agreement. I'm sorry, Frank. Phonics first training agreement. Need a motion on the floor?
So moved.
So moved by Trustee Hannah, supported by Vice President Bowman. Questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Treasurer Davis Smith.
Yes.
President Garrett.
Yes.
And I'm voting yes, sir. That passed 7-0.
All right. Thank you. Need a motion. I can't help it. Dr. Leverett and the superintendent. Did Diane got y'all in trouble, did you? Y'all said a wrong dollar amount or something? Because they over there, no, they try to get their dollar amounts together. Diane was like, what you say? And next thing you know, y'all started caucusing. Now we need to take a 5-minute break so y'all can be responsible for what's going on. We okay. Okay, Miss Diane, we good? We good? All right. Man, she got that computer up in the back. I don't know what just happened, but they started caucusing like, we got to talk to her. Did you say the wrong number? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm fine. That's between y'all and Miss Diane in the back, you know. So we're going to move to overnight out-of-state trip, Pontiac High School Conference at Harvard. I just like saying it like that. Sorry. Presented by Dr. Kimberly Leverett. You've heard that. We need a motion on the floor for the approval.
So moved.
Support.
So moved by Trustee Hannah, supported by Trustee Gross. Comments, questions, or concerns? Hearing none. Roll call.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Treasurer David Smith.
Yes.
President Garrett.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. And Trustee Hannah.
Yes.
Sir, that passed 7-0. The kids are going to
Harvard. I don't know, when you just Harvard, that's just Harvard, like discussion, operation maintenance items, Pioneer High School gym renovations. The presenters are Rob England and Mr. Holcomb, superintendent, if I may. Yield the floor to you. Okay.
Thank you. We will have Mr. Holcomb to present out on our phase 2 of our Pontiac High School gymnasium project.
Man, I tell you, they very clever. And who they sit up to this point. I tell you. Mr. Holcomb, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well.
The
Thank
tech
you, Mr.
genius
President.
around what's going on in Pontiac right now. I appreciate you, sir.
All right. Yeah, Rob wasn't able to be here tonight, Mr. England. So I'll do the best that I can do with this. What you have in front of you is a bear for the Pontiac High School gymnasium interior upgrades, which is basically a phase 2 of what you'd already approved. Proposals were publicly requested for bid package 30 Pontiac High School gymnasium interior upgrades on December 15th, 2022, and were received on January 10th, 2023. Proposals for bid category 11 gym equipment were received on January 17th, 2023. The bid proposals were reviewed jointly between Barton Mallow Builders, John Stoner, the owner's rep, district administration, and Integrated Design Solutions. Per the district's request, alternate number 1 deduct for the LED video display has been accepted and deducted from the base bids. Equipment that was received back as part of bid pack 30 was determined to be an inferior system to what the needs of the district were or are for the Pontiac High School main gym, and had a projected 22-week lead time to get the equipment in. That portion is being pulled out of the award and will be presented as a standalone project on February 27th board meeting. A team from the district visited Oakland University and Birmingham Seaholm to review the video and scoreboard systems they have in place so we can give our final recommendations. The expectation is a 10 to 12 week installation from time of order. Attached on the second page is the breakdown of costs for the entire project, which includes the concessions building within the gymnasium structure at the high school, so separate from the field. A classroom renovation upstairs, which Ms. Penta teaches class in. There's ductwork and piping that's going through that room, so we have to touch that room, as well as some small painting and other things going on in the project with electrical. The total award of $880,497, in addition to trade contracts, a 20% contingency totaling $176,099 is being budgeted, bringing the total project budget for this work to $1,056,596. It is the recommendation of the administration that the Pontiac Board of Education approve bid pack 30 Pontiac High School gym interior upgrades at an amount of $884,497,000 plus a 20% contingency of $167,099 for a total not to exceed an amount of $1,056,596. Wow, that was tough. Eyes are getting blurry this late at night. So in addition to that, if you give me the leeway to talk about our visit, we went with Mr. Gross and A.D. Covington, as well as several people from the district, IDS, our architecture firm, and Barton Mallow to take a look at the systems. We spent about an hour or so at each of the sites, meeting with their people who run their systems to really get a feel for what it can do for us. What we didn't get in the bid was a package that really gave us what we felt was the boost we need for our athletic program. It was really just a basic scoreboard system and a large screen TV. So what we wanted was a package that included graphics, so that, envision a student going there doing a slam dunk. Now we can do like the explosion on the screen and do a profile of their face on the screen. We can do the starting lineups. There's a whole lot of production style things that we can do with a full video system that we weren't going to get in the bid that we had received. And when we get to it, I'm sure Trustee Gross will have some comments on it. Okay. That's
all right. Thank you. If I let you. Yeah, okay. Trustee Gross.
Thank you. We did have the opportunity, and listen, I talking about beyond over and beyond excited. I was saving this for board report, but I just can't sit on it. What this also does, President Garrett, is allow our children to be part of creating graphics to put on the board, to show. And that was one of the things I was most excited about. And wow, I'm so excited when that happens. They may bring me out of retirement to continue to the announcing, because to hear my voice over that the beautiful pictures of our children and the explosion and music, excellent. And we went over to Oakland University, and we had the opportunity to see that, as well as Birmingham Seahome, who also has an excellent system. And so either one of those would fit us, but we decided would best suit our children is the one we saw over at Oakland University, because of what it's providing and to get our children involved. And I thought about our new audio video class that we have, how we can coincide with that class to be part of the system for the scoreboard. And for a child, she or he, to see their face on a video board. Oh my gosh. Hopefully that will start bringing children back to get them interested in what we're doing here. And it allows us to do certain events, specific events in there, to be able to highlight the children. If we have, I know the AD's not gonna be happy with this. If we had maybe graduation or something in the gym, if we could do that. It allows us to use that system to show our children top of the line. And so it gives us various ideas. And Superintendent, I was going to bring this to your attention. Down the line, it could also allows us to do advertisements for companies that can bring in funding for the district and our athletic department. Down the line, we can look at that and bring in and be able to show, an advertising through there. I thought it was an exceptional visit. I was glad that that President Garrett got me involved in this and you guys called me. I'm still excited. I think it's a benefit for our children. I don't think it's any waste of any monies for this. And number one, the bottom line is Pontiac School District children deserve the best. And this will give them part of the best. And that's why I'm in true support. And any board member who vote no, I'll be calling you later on. No, I'm just kidding. Frank, erase that.
Man.
Thank you.
Glad you said it.
They say hi.
Trustee Kraft.
I guess Trustee Gross, he said it all. And this was one of the things that I really
Yes.
wanted for our kids, because
You
I
did call me.
believe I called Trustee Gross
Called
a
me a
couple
couple
months ago.
That's right.
And mentioned it to it, and I brought it to our superintendent, because I'm a basketball referee and I go to different schools and I see different things and everything. And I just, like you said, our kids deserve the best. And for them to see their faces up there on a video screen, that's just priceless. So thank you, and I'm all for it.
So I'm sorry, I just wanted to reiterate. So the video portion we'll be bringing to the board on the 27th.
27th.
I appreciate all the wonderful comments. You stole the thunder for the 27th, but that's not part of this package, just so everybody's clear. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Trustee Terry.
So in addition, also always good to hear updates for the athletic Department basketball. My question I had was in regards to the timing that was listed on here. There was a 10 to 12 week, basically from the time the order is placed.
Correct.
Is I'm reading that correctly? Okay.
Yes, so will not be in place for this season.
Will not be in place.
This was a phase 2 of the project. After the initial gymnasium, the floors, the bleachers, all of that was done, a site visit was conducted, and this was added on to the scope. So it was never intended to be there for this season.
Okay. So will this impact, I guess when this starts, is there any impact with the utilization of the facility or no?
No.
No.
Not with the scoreboards.
No.
With this will take place this summer. The gymnasium will be offline this summer for the electrical, the heating, all the ductwork that has to happen in there. There's just the floor, our new floor, has to be completely covered with what's called ram board to protect the floor
My concern.
while there's construction going on.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. I don't necessarily have a question as I do a execution concern, right? So, and it's not on our side. It's not on the PSD side. If we can make sure that, as you have always, I just want to publicly say it though, the accountability piece with vendors doing what they need to do and say they can do what they said they can do. So continuously to bring that up to us.
Yes, sir.
If that becomes an issue or a concern or a problem, this is very important for the legacy of Pontiac School District. Our community is a sports community. They love their sports.
That's right.
And I'm not here to compare myself to other districts, but Pontiac School District love its sports, everything around it. I can't tell you how many, when you try to tell a kid you're a basketball player and 1 out of 1,000,000 or 1 out of 1,000 are not going to the pros. But in the same year, they get a cousin and a nephew that go to the pros. They don't care about what you just said. They see the pattern. And I'm not saying that all our kids should strive or, hey, if you put emphasis on sports, because I know what happens when they say it when black school districts do it. Oh, you're putting emphasis on sports. That's what you want them to do. Well, that's why we kind of started with our academic part to show you how smart we are to put it in the hands of sports. And we brought the sports second. It's because of the fact that people love the sport. It's not the fact that that's what we're putting first. But why can't our kids play in facilities like they go play everywhere else? Are those kids just as competitive? Are they smart too? Those kids are smart. Those districts have people they get awards in their districts. But why is it such a problem or a concern when we want to upgrade the facilities and what we have? Well, I'm just telling you that they need to be able to see themselves. That soft opening was good. It was good for what they saw, and I appreciate that. I appreciate seeing that community coming out and just watching the kids be high schoolers. If you were there and watched those kids be high schoolers and be proud just with that, you know what I mean? Just saying, hey, you care enough about us. And our kids are ready and they're deserving for that. And I love the partnerships that we have to make that happen. But we can always do better, but the accountability has to be there on the execution side. And I appreciate that. So need a motion on the floor to approve. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Were you done, Mr.
Yes,
Bill?
sir. I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Need a motion on the floor, down to action item, motion on the floor to approve the approval of the Pontiac High School gymnasium
So
renovation.
moved.
So moved by Trustee Gross, supported by Trustee Davis Smith. Questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, roll call.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
Trustee Kraft.
Yes.
Treasurer Davis Smith. President Garrett.
Yes.
I'm definitely voting yes. Trustee Hannah
Yes.
and Trustee Terry.
I'm just messing with you. Yes.
Man, you about to get a phone call.
Man, that was gonna be
Man, look.
Ooh-wee.
Sir, that passed.
Hey, all right.
That passed 6.5.
Man, stop. Hey, listen.
6.5.
Say 6.5. Okay.
6.5.
So we're gonna move down to communications, petitions, and delegations. I don't know why you be playing with him like that. Communications, petitions, and delegations.
There are none.
All right, there are none. Okay, that's okay. Board comments and announcements. I won't even start hand picking people right now. Me and the VP, we're gonna go last. But who wants to go first? Okay, Trustee Terry, thank you.
Well, first off, I want to say congratulations to all the awardees, all the accomplishments, and I wish them the best as they continue in their success. I want to say thank you for the presentations that we received today. Awesome information. Always good to hear that the school district is moving in the right direction, and we got that support there from the community, the district itself, the administration, the staff. So it's always good to hear that, and we got that support. Once again, the award was what? It was national. Okay, so
That's right.
once again, want to say, yep, congratulations to everybody for making that possible. We couldn't have got that without the team's work. So awesome with that. And I want to say today is the wife's birthday. So I want to give a shout out to Tisha. Happy birthday, and hope you enjoyed your day and many more to come. And I think on that note, I'm gonna end it up and say it's been a pleasure. It's always good to see everybody, and wishing everybody well, and have a good night. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Trustee Kraft.
I guess like Ice Cube said, today was a good day. I'm really excited about First Student coming back. I mean, it's a quality company for our kids. I worked for First Student, like I said, from 95 when they transitioned from Ryder to First Student, from like 95 to 08. And it's a quality company, and they take care of our babies. And I'm glad for them. I'm glad for all the other stuff that's going on, even with the scoreboard and just everything that went on today. I walked in and kind of was disgruntled because I missed one of the meetings today, and I was kind of down a little bit. But at the end of the day and everything, this meeting really have really uplifted me and stuff. So I'm walking out on a good note, and I'd like to thank everybody and have a good week.
All right, thank you, Trustee Treasurer Shaquana Davis Smith. How you doing, ma'am? Came and took your board picture today.
Hi, everybody. Like Trustee Kraft said, I also drove for First Student for several years. And what I can say about First Student is they have the best training to keep you safe that any bus driving company that I've seen and witnessed. So I'm grateful for that. Also, thanks again for all our gifts. Welcome, Dr. Leverett, back. We missed you. It's a blessing to have you back. And Trustee Terry said it all except for happy birthday, Miss Terry. She had such a great day today. Her room was filled with a lot of purple flowers and cupcakes. And she still was getting gifts as I was leaving out. So I know she had a great day, but she deserves it. She's a great teacher. You guys go in there one day and see her with those babies. She's amazing. So we're grateful to have her in our district. And congratulations to Lola. And I'm excited about the Magna National School Board Award. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. I'm proud of our Phoenix family, our staff, our students. I had a great time in the district on Friday. I don't get to get out much to see the excitement anymore, but I was happy to get out Friday and spend the day at the high school. So that will be it for tonight. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't come and order nothing from me. I'm up to my neck in chocolate covered strawberries. So if you're in a doghouse, you'll be in the doghouse till Wednesday.
Oh my good. Trustee Hannah. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. I'm not going to repeat what has already been said. I am in agreement with all the congratulations and job well done and everything. I do want to share, though, that on last Friday, one of the things that took place at Pontiac High was a FAFSA, financial aid workshop event for our class of 2023 students, and it was awesome. Those students really made me feel proud. So there will be another FAFSA event for our class of 2023 students. It'll be open to the entire community on February 23rd, and it will be at the Pontiac Library from 3 to 7. So if there are any students that was not able to attend on the what day was that? Last week, the 10th. If they didn't attend then, and they are welcome to bring their parents so that they can get their FAFSA financial aid applications completed, and then get a lot of other resources like information about the Pontiac Promise Zone so that they can receive funding to go to college. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Frank. Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Gross.
Thank you, sir. What an excellent meeting tonight. Powerful. A lot of information given, and I'm glad that we've now implemented the awards, what's going on in the district, and it highlights the good things that we're doing. And I'm really excited. I'm truly enjoying myself as a board member, and that says a lot. And I thank everybody for the job well done. And Superintendent, I'm extremely proud of you. This was a good night for you as well. Not the fact that we're not evaluating me, but you've done so much to where we don't have to. And that says a lot about you and your commitment. And I'm hoping that you're seeing the fruits of your labor. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. She was mad at me, so I had to make sure that she got, man, I got it. Oh, man, I got to make sure.
You better not. Leave that alone.
I'm going to leave it alone. I appreciate you. That's my friend.
You almost got your sports coat took.
I almost did. Thank you. But I really wanted to hit on, and I don't want to take up too much time, and I don't want to sound negative or Debbie Downer, but I want to talk quickly about social media. Social media, things have changed over the years. And yes, it's an excellent thing to have, but it can also be a detriment to school districts and what's going on. And I've been getting a lot of calls, and I've not discussed it with the president, and I'm sharing now. I've been getting a lot of calls from various people around the district, in the district, who work for the district, and they're concerned about social media, and they're saying, let's talk about removing these phones from the children, because, and I understand the concerns, and I understand their rationales, because a lot of our incidents occur from social media, negative incidents, things that happen outside of the school, prior to school hours. Things happen over social media, and our kids have a tendency to bring their issues and concerns from social media and deal with it in school physically. And that's been a concern. It's not been a major issue, but it's a concern. And I'm not asking to have the phones removed. I don't want to go there. We're making it work. But my plea is to the parents that do the best you can to take some control of your child's social media, what they're viewing, what they're putting out there, what they're saying to one another. And you can determine whether or not it's appropriate, and you can put an end to that before it escalates into something major, which we don't want in the district. We don't want to start punishing children by removing things from them. But at some point in time, we're going to have to take a look at what we need to do to ensure that social media is not a hindrance, but it's something special that we can use to enhance and influence something positive. So I say to the parents, if you see your child is having some form of disagreement, arguing, or whatever, find out what's going on and rectify it immediately. And so let your child know that what they're doing can cause something inappropriate in the schools, and it doesn't need to go that far. Because whether we want to believe it or not, some children and some adults live their life through social media. And they believe that everything on social media is true. And they believe that. So they accept that to be true, and it may cause an issue to them. We know that social media has caused issues such as suicide, some mental health concerns, drug usage, and conflict. And I just want to say, this is the time to really take a look at this. And yes, let's utilize social media for what it's meant to be for. And that's to share, to advertise, and talk. Not to disrupt, not to put anyone in danger, cause confusion or conflict. So let's do a better job with our social media for our children. And let's do what's best for them. Okay, let's do what's best for them. And I've been wanting to say this for a while, and I appreciate you, but I'm not there yet at removing the phones. But it's something we got to do to make sure. Let's do it. Thank you for the time.
Okay. It wasn't me today, right? Good job. Good job. Madam VP, good evening.
Good evening. I'll be short because everybody said everything that needs to be said pretty much this evening. But Pontiac School District, that's just an amazing thing to be a part of. And I'm just excited about the continued growth of this district and the forward progression. So with that being said, thanks for gifts. And congratulations to everyone, and everyone have a good evening. And that's it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the acknowledgement for Board Awareness Month and continue the support. Thank you for the team to continue doing what you're doing. I'm going to just say this, continue to trust the process, continue to show the world you, continue to show up right every day. Our district is not without its fault, but no district or no place is.
No.
Right. Grateful for the renewal of partnerships, right? That we can have a disagreement, then come back and say, how do we do it better? You know, that is living life, you know, having the ability to someone to give us grace again, you know, to say, hey, I'm willing to put my job and reputation back on the line because I see something different, right? That's grace, you know, and that's a covering. Our district is doing some amazing things and always have done some amazing things, but we just needed to shift the focus. We needed to, you know, address some of the hard issues. People say courageous conversations. Me and adults is not a courageous conversation. You're an adult. I don't have to have a sense of, you know, soft hands with you when we're dealing with the education of our students. Because if I get this wrong, understand, hear my heart. If I get this wrong, I have to deal with them on another level. I'm a 25-year vet police officer in this city. I'm going to see them babies in school and I'm going to see them out of school. And I don't want to see them out of school with no choices. So that is my why. That is my why I'm not being politically correct. That is my why I have to come straight and tell you exactly what it is. I think Trustee Gross said it best. Social media to do some great things, but you know, we have some folks that want to use social media in our district to do something a little different. Students bring outside problems to the school. We resolve them, correct? And I like the way we're resolving our problems now. I like the way that we are addressing. We're not dodging away from the fact that something happened at the high school. Oh my God, nobody can find out. Man, it's Pontiac. Where everybody knew before 2:00 what happened, right? I'm just glad we addressing the issue of saying that we ain't got to keep talking to have 4-hour board meetings about culture and climate about something that happens in high school. You know, when you have families that disagree for years, generate the Hatfields and McCoys, just change the last name. That's what we had. You know, we know what it is. You know, they was fighting when I was in high school, when I was the SRO, right? You know, they raised through the kids. So, but those kids have to come to, they coming to school. Out of all of the foolishness that we may say that they're doing and what's happening, they're coming to school. So to the people who work in the schools, I appreciate you. To those who don't, that really find this environment challenging, maybe we should just look at if this is the place for you. That's just simple. It's not that I need to not disown I'm not disowning my kids. Maybe you just not that type. And if you just not that type, it's okay. It's okay. And we got to be okay with telling someone it's okay that this is not from you. If you become stressed, if you get to a point where you're finding out challenges and things of that nature, I know what the HR department, I get the Pontiac School District full email about health, mental health, come in, talk, peer-to-peer group, when you have to do it's like y'all run a whole daycare, like just for adults, simple, just putting out information. And I'm like, this ain't what this got to do with the kids in school. Like, but I am going to call for this service though. I'm going to pass this on. But I'm just saying, we do that, right? We wrap our arms around our everybody, not just the kids. We wrap our arms around everybody. But there are some people who just mean to do us wrong, and you ain't supposed to be here. And I'm gonna find you. We're gonna find you, one way or the other. That's gonna help us change the culture, and help it stay changed, because it's changed. Let me quit saying that. It's changed. We're different. We're different, and you don't recognize us. And maybe it's time for you to reintroduce yourself to us as we introduce who we are. We've always been great. We've always been great. I just think we just needed another way to show it, and I'm appreciative. I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for all of you. So, before Ms. Wright hit me with this buzz in 18 seconds, I'm gonna close with trust the process, right? I need a motion on the floor to approve, I'm ready to do another meeting. Need a motion on the floor to adjourn. VP was like, what you doing? I saw that. Your whole energy shifted over here. Need a motion on the floor to
Support.
I should have said, give me another raise. The motion on the floor is to adjourn.
David Smith.
David Smith and Trustee Bowman
Yes.
support. Roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Trustee Kraft.
I know, Frank. I know.
Yes.
Treasurer David Smith.
Yes.
President Garrett.
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Hamlin.
Yes.
Trustee Terry.
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
Sir, 7-0, and your official time?
The official time is 7:58. And don't forget to like, share, and follow this page, because if you're not going to show up here, you're going to show up on that TV in that little box, Facebook. So like, share.
Thanks.
Okay. Follow button so you know what's going on. All right. Good night.